Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Hope everyone's doing well. I am Ryan J. McCrary, CEO of McCrary Financial Solutions and president of the McCrary Financial School, an online financial literacy institution designed to teach financial literacy to the African American community. I'm joined with a great guest today. I'm going to bring her on in 1 second, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about her, just a brief background before we get started. So this is Dr. Jeena Owens. She was born and raised in Buffalo, New York, where she attended high school, college, and earned a graduate degree. In Buffalo, she began her career working on college campuses to help students succeed throughout their academic career. Dr. Owens has also worked in New Mexico and Alabama. While in Buffalo, she was awarded her first scholarship that covered tuition fees, room and board, and a semester abroad to London, England. In 2013, she earned her PhD for free. For free. Let me say it again. She earned a PhD for free. How many of y'all got PhDs for free? Getting a PhD alone is hard, but then getting it free, not coming out with $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 worth of student loan debt is amazing to say the least. So throughout her academic career, Dr. Owens earned over $500,000 in scholarships and other sources for free funding. In 2014, she began Debt Free Scholars as a blog to share information on how to navigate the college admissions process and scholarship opportunities. And then in 2017, just last year, she founded Debt Free Scholars LLC, her own business, her own boss, an education consulting service that aims to help college-bound students learn about higher education and scholarship opportunities. With college tuition and student loan debt continuously rising, she hopes that debt-free scholars will support students in reaching toward higher education with lower costs. Higher education with lower costs. So without further ado, how you doing today, Dr. Jeena Owens?
I am well. That intro was so nice. Thank you.
Well, it's only nice because it's some great information to share. And, a great career and just amazing things. You're an amazing Black woman.
Thank you.
Well, let's just get right in it. So, gave people a little brief background, but go, more in depth on your career. How the hell did you earn a PhD for free? How the hell did you earn a PhD, period? I mean, that's crazy. I have a bachelor's degree, but after that, I was like, people were like, you get your master's or PhD? I was like, I don't know. One of the main reasons was I didn't want to take any more debt. But at the same time, getting the master's or PhD is just an amazing accomplishment. So if you can just share more about yourself and your journey.
Sure, definitely. So you mentioned, growing up in Buffalo, I was awarded a scholarship. It was the McGowan Learning Community Scholarship at the time. Now it's the Urban Learning Community Scholarship. But basically, when I was in high school, I got fee waivers to go to school. I got fee waivers to apply to different schools. Basically, I'm not going to say the word nosy, but I'm very inquisitive. And I think that really worked to my advantage. I was always in my guidance counselor's office, which I know everybody does not have access to their guidance counselors, depending on the type of school they go to. But everybody has something that I did not have a lot of access to when I was going to school, which is the internet. The internet has everything out there, like things that I was not able to find because I didn't have the, access to the internet. Everything is available right now. So basically, with the help of my mom, I did a lot of research. We visited schools. We asked a lot of questions. My mother's very financially savvy. She always told me never give your social security number to anybody because you don't need to. So, I always took that with me and just basically asking a lot of questions. And also using the instructors that I had as resources to learn about different opportunities. When I was in high school, I took advantage of taking some, I guess you would call them dual credit courses now, or like dual enrollment. So I took courses at the school that I ended up going to, which was Canisius College, and a state institution, Buffalo State College. So having access through dual enrollment to college professors, those are connections right there. College professors know about different, scholarships or resources that are out there. So I was awarded a full ride, 4 years, room and board, had the opportunity to study abroad in London. It was a very great experience. Then I wanted to go to graduate school. So I ended up staying at my alma mater, asking a lot of questions, ended up getting a graduate assistantship, which I can go into explaining a little bit later. And then also being able to get different scholarship opportunities. Then I did stop and I went to work for a couple years, but I knew I wanted to go back to school to do research on some of the things that I, work with now with the students, college readiness, specifically for underrepresented populations. That is basically people who are underrepresented in higher education. So I wanted to learn more about, although I was an African-American person, earning my educational credentials, and thank God it was for free, but I did attend all predominantly white institutions. And it was always fewer than 10% of African Americans who attended the institutions I went to. But it was kind of intriguing to me because I wanted to know why. Like, I know Black people, my family Black, like,
right here.
Like where everybody at. So, that became very interesting to me. And I wanted to learn more about that as I continued to go through my, professional and academic journey. So then I ended up interested in my PhD, interested in earning a PhD. So I always tell individuals where they're like, where do you get started? I think it's important that we understand that, yes, you're applying somewhere, but you're also interviewing them too. Is that where you want to be? I think sometimes we let the ivory tower academia hold so much power, when if you look on the other side, you're paying thousands of dollars. Why wouldn't you be a critical consumer of what you're like? I feel like as much as I pay, you need to write my emails back. You need to be in your office when I add, this needs to be for real. Because if I go for, I'm just, giving a little example to be, funny, but if I go to Ruby Tuesday and they get my order wrong, the manager gonna hear, everybody gonna hear it. Right?
Yeah, right.
Wrong. And that check was like at most probably about what, $40? But you about to pay $40,000 and you're gonna accept what they give you? Like, think about that. And I know it has to do with, like the power dynamics, and it's a space that a lot of people, people of color, Black folks, have not readily been, had access to. But I think that thinking needs to change, because if you're going to be somewhere and invest financially, academically, part of your life, years of your lifetime, you need to know if this is a place that can enrich you socially, academically, and also help you towards your professional goals. So I think that was something my mother kind of instilled with me, to not only ask a lot of questions, but is this where you genuinely feel that you want to be? And I think some key indicators of that is, one, if you email somebody and they don't respond to your email, and you're not even there yet, and they're trying to kind of like get you there, what does that mean? It's kind of like courting or dating for whatever. If there's no, would you talk to somebody who didn't text you back, or, just ignored you? Probably not.
Probably not, right? Not getting $40,000.
Yeah.
For real, a year.
And, just really, asking questions to see what's available. There are a lot of scholarships that are available out there. And me, who have worked on college campuses, there are some scholarship opportunities that are not even advertised. Someone basically has to recommend you for certain things. So those are some of the ways that I ended up basically getting scholarships. When I came to where I got my PhD from the University of Alabama, when I came there, I came to visit, I came to talk to the faculty. Everybody, spoke to me. Everybody, was open to me. And I inquired about financial aid opportunities. And when I say financial aid, I mean fee-free financial aid. And that's a term that I really want a lot of people to use, because financial aid encompasses all types of aid, but fee-free aid is aid that has no fee, meaning you do not have to pay it back. So free aid would be like a scholarship, a graduate assistantship, a fellowship, a grant, and some of your aid that you do have to pay back, that would be like your loans. I was very pointed in my questioning and inquired about aid that I did not have to pay back because I hadn't paid before. So I said, why should I pay now?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So those are some things about my journey, but if I'm pretty sure that you probably have more like questions about like what.
No, yeah, you good. You can keep continuing on. I just wanted to say, we got some few students coming in here. Audrey said, can you speak on homeschooling? Yeah, we'll speak on that in a moment. Everybody watching on Facebook, getting some great dialogue. Trevor says, got a family interview today. Trevor Castleberry, Relicia, he says such powerful points. Yes, if you just tuned in, I'm talking to Dr. Jeena Owens. She's the CEO of Debt Free Scholars LLC. She earned a PhD for free. So with rising education costs, it's crazy. It only keeps going up, up, up. If you drive around any type of urban area or area where there are colleges, you're going to see them building, building, building. So tuition's going up, but the jobs are getting slimmer. So she's trying to help you, if you have kids about to go to school, nephews, nieces, how to go to school debt free or minimal debt. There's so many programs and resources out here. Like she said, a lot of them aren't even advertised, but you need people like her to help you get that because we can't keep affording to send our kids to college 20, 30, 40, $100,000 in debt every year, every generation. That ain't going to work. That's not going to work. So everybody watching on Facebook, if you haven't already, please share, please like, put some hearts up, put some smiles up, whatever you want to put up, increase that engagement. But, share this because these conversations need to be heard. So, one of the things I always think about is just how crazy it is, for debt and stuff like that. And just the importance of, like you said, knowing where to go, knowing what about these programs and stuff like that and try to get into them because a lot of people don't ask questions. They don't ask questions. They just go along with it. You know what I mean? So I guess what are some resources that you can share right now for people that are out there that people might not be thinking about?
Well, debtfreescholars.com, that's a great resource.
Somebody type that down there, please.
Debtfreescholars.com, that's my website. But also, I think what's most informative are my Facebook and Twitter pages, because on my Facebook page, it started off as kind of like a challenge. I wanted to show, individuals like there's scholarships out there. There's a lot of money out there. And I just started out like, I'm just going to post a scholarship a day and show people like if it's one a day, that means it's at least 365, right? So I just have always just done it. So either I list a scholarship or a financial resource, but most of the time it's scholarships. So there are scholarships that I actually get, give the information to individuals for free every day. So that's information right there. College Board is a great website.
Okay.
I know this sounds very simple. Google.
Like you said, when you did it, you didn't have the internet and you still did it.
Yes, and it, everything was on paper. I remember I had to type out some stuff. I'm like, who has a typewriter now, right? So Google is a great resource. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of students that I work with do not know this, how they are already connected to resources. Either one of their parents are involved in like a social club or something in the community. It could be their church. It could be the fact that one of their parents served in the armed forces. It could be that one of their parents, where they work actually have like some type of tuition assistance program. So a lot of these things are kind of like right around us and we just don't look. For example, I bank with a credit union. Not every year, every semester, my credit union offers a scholarship.
Really?
Every semester? Every semester. So most of our banks offer scholarships. I just posted one not too long ago, Regions Bank. Regions, I know, is a regional, of course, by their name. But you said you heard of them?
Yeah,
the green triangle thing. They offer scholarships. So there are a lot of banking institutions and financial institutions and things that we are already involved in or we are subscribing to that offer opportunities. So we actually just need to inquire about things that we're already involved in.
Okay, so let's go to a question from my brother, Derek C. Williams. Glad to see you in here, King. So Miss Owens is extremely credentialed, which she is. I had to see what's good with today's topic. Hardworking Albert Einstein. Yeah, that's in Philly Medical Center. I'll listen for a moment and check the replay. Yeah, definitely will send you the replay. We'll continue to follow your work. Mr. McCurry, Rick James was born in Buffalo, right?
He was.
He said just one question. If she escaped the student loan web, why isn't this information widely known?
I think, and I'll go back to the first question before that. Miss Audrey, who asked about homeschooling. I'm not really versed with homeschooling because I've never homeschooled, nor have I homeschooled anyone, but I know there are a lot of resources available for homeschool individuals. And if you contact me, you can go to my webpage, Debt Free Scholars, and press contact and email me, and I will email you the resources that I have, because I do know a few people in my community who are homeschooling their children. So if you reach out to me, if you go to debtfreescholars.com, fill out that form, send me an email, I will get back to you the resources that I have about homeschooling if you're interested.
Okay, and Derek says, question answered.
And then also, okay. But yeah, I think, just to follow up on what he said, I think
I know Derek too, and his daughter I think is like 13, 14 now, so I know she'll be going to college soon. So I know this information will be helpful to him. I know that person.
It is very helpful right now. There are scholarships for students who are in grammar school. Well, elementary school. So, there are scholarships available for individuals at various ages. So it is never too early to start looking for funding opportunities. I think the information is just not readily accessible because it is accessible, but it's kind of like not right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you go to the grocery store, everything at eye level is kind of usually like name brand stuff, and it's not necessarily, it depends on it. But when you look down, at some things, there are some cheaper brands down. But, the way that, our body structure is, we're made to walk and look up and look around, really not looking about what's going, around, at the lower shelves. So the information is out there. I think that is just, one, you have to look. Two, it's kind of like, I remember I was on this panel one time and I was telling it was for young Black women. And I said, you really don't have to get loans. You can really just, work hard and, really, really do a lot of research, use your connections and do a lot of research. And it might take some time. So I asked another panelist and she just was like, oh no, you have to get loans. It's just an investment. It's just what, and some people look at that.
I mean, it could be an investment.
Look at it like that. And I'm not, if you feel that's an investment, that's fine. I mean, I have things that I invest in that, some people are like, what's she doing? Like, I like to travel. For me, mentally, that's an investment. So that's just, so everybody has their thing, but I just want people to know that you don't have to get loans. It is an option. And then two, you don't even have to go to a traditional, the traditional educational route to get the things that you need to get. And that's another thing. A lot of individuals are taught to go to college, but they're going to college. They don't know what they want to do. They're spending all this money. So my thing is, whether you want to know what you want to do or you don't, if you know you want to go the traditional route, Debt Free Scholars has a lot of assistance and guidance we can provide to be able to help you instead of just aimlessly wandering around and accruing debt,
Absolutely. So make sure y'all taking notes, and Trevor typed the website in before. Because someone else can type it in again, debtfreescholars.com, debtfreescholars.com. I'm gonna pin it to the top of the chat so everybody sees it coming in. So Derek says, Darren's mother and I will be contacting Miss Owens concerning her information for a 13-year-old. His 13-year-old will watch the replay. Y'all take care. This information is cold-blooded, like Rick James would say. Thank you. Also, if anybody on Facebook has questions, ask them now, because after this, it will cost. If you contact her, it will cost. We got businesses to run. We are entrepreneurs. So I guess another question I have, which probably comes up a lot, like, what about the people that did take on loans? You know what I mean? Do you help with people that already have the debt, that are trying to still be debt-free scholars, but they already got the debt and they already feel like they're scholars? So, what's your take on that? If you help with that, or just everything on that, because I know that's in itself. You know what I mean? A lot of people are already in the problem. You're trying to help people avoid it, but there's so many people already in the problem. What do you say to those people?
Yeah, and I feel bad kind of because like when people contact me, I mean, I just tell them, that, moving forward, I can
Yeah.
assist.
So that's
But,
between them and the company they owe, honestly.
yeah, I mean, at that point, other than, some of these debt relief programs,
Yeah.
as far as working for the government or things like that, which still you have to be very careful because there are a lot of requirements you have to meet. It's not just, okay, here I go. No, you have to commit a certain amount of time depending on the program you're enrolled in. So yeah, that's not really, the focus. The focus is more preventative. However, I do share with those individuals, there are things that can be done for, other individuals like they may know or in their family or their children, their parents who contacted me off of that, because they have debt and they don't want their children to have debt because they're still paying their debt back. Mm-hmm. So, just trying to stop the cycle. And I mean, even if you just like and follow Debt Free Scholars Facebook page, and that's totally free, you'll get scholarship information. Now, if you choose to, apply for anything, all the scholarships, when I post them, they are at least, 2 weeks out. Some of them are a month ahead of time, for the deadline. So you have time to these are scholarships that you can complete. I put them on there for students at the high school level, the undergraduate level, the graduate level. I posted about a grant one, there's all different types of opportunities, certificate programs. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. And I think, my goal for that is basically to show individuals you don't have to pay for everything. Now, you do got to pay for some stuff. I know that. But, there are ways where you don't have to go into debt, right? Mm-hmm. To be able to pay for some things. Like learning how to do maybe some financial things. Yeah, you might have to go to school for that. But then again, there are so many resources online. Sometimes you don't have to. Like I learned a lot of things about taxes from going to classes, the internet, videos, enrolling in online programs. There are a lot of, and I didn't have to go back to school, and it was free. So just to help people. And I think that a lot of people, are always like, oh, okay, well, I need this in order, it's like the equation, like me plus college equals job. And it's like, not necessarily, because I know a lot of people who are college educated who don't have jobs.
Yeah. Or got jobs that don't pay no money.
Yeah. So, just really being more strategic about what your goals are. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where I come in, because if your goal is to do this, it's kind of like we try to work in, okay, well, how does college fit in there? Okay, so college fits. So you want to be able to do this, and let's work backwards by the time you graduate. Mm-hmm. So if you go here and you're out of state, so instead of staying at home and paying $13,000 a year, you're paying $53,000 a year. How do you think this is going to help us? Because a lot of times there are people who cross a state line.
Literally a state line, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my, they didn't have anything in your state at all. And there are programs like that where, if they don't have anything in your state, you can actually, they have different programs. Like if you cross over a certain boundary over a certain region, you will be charged in-state tuition. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So and I think there are a lot of different programs available, but you just have to know about them. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. But I was going to say, I think a lot of us get caught up in just wanting to go to college, going to that dream school or the school they always wanted to go to since they were little. Another thing, especially in our community, a lot of us are just happy to even go to college. You know what I mean? We might have came from family or parents that didn't go to college. Friends didn't go to college. Cousins or uncles didn't go to college. So getting that one kid off to college is so happy. We don't really think about, how much debt we're going to take on. We don't think about if we cross state lines, that, extra money that we didn't have to pay for trying to get caught up in the emotional part of going to college, what people get caught up in. Another thing, I think this is a great point just that I was thinking about talking about all this. just about good debt versus bad debt. So me, everything I talk about is financial literacy, financially literate everywhere. I have school, courses, sessions, everything. So this brings up a point that a lot of people don't understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. So when it comes to college loans, that could be either or. It could be good debt. If you're taking that debt on, you're going to get a medical degree. You're going to be an engineer. You're going to be something that is going to pay you enough to pay it back. That pays a high paying salary where you won't have trouble getting a job, stuff like that. So it could be, in that perspective, an investment. College loan debt could be an investment in that case. But on the flip side, what you see more often is people going in taking on student loan debt, but it actually turns out to be bad debt because you can't get a job to pay that off. You know what I mean? You get you pay overpriced premiums on college education, which you shouldn't have. And at the end of the day, you stuck with a mortgage, but you don't have a house. So in that case, it will be considered bad debt. And a lot of people need to understand what the difference is. The people that are rich, the people that have money, they take on debt to buy assets. So they may go into the bank and say, I need that debt, or go to a VC. Like, I need money to put into a business because I know I'm going to make money to pay you back. I'm going to put it into a property that will appreciate because that's an asset. Or I'm going to put it in some type of asset to make more money. People that aren't financially literate, they take on debt for consumer items. They go to the mall, get that nice car that you can't afford, but you just want to look good off the lot. But when you drive it off the lot, it loses half of its value. Now you got that debt on you. You know what I mean? So I think that's just an important point people need to think about, good debt versus bad debt. So she's trying to help you have no debt and still have that degree that can be used for value. Also, can you just explain, more about your company and just, all the many services you provide and stuff like that?
Sure, debt-free scholars. So we do work with other businesses and organizations, but also we work with a lot of students and families one-on-one. And one-on-one can be virtual coaching. It could be one-on-one coaching. Usually my one-on-one coaching is for individuals who are local. I can meet with them one-on-one, but also I do work with students virtually and their families. And we do have sessions to be able to, talk about goals, talk about college readiness, talk about scholarship opportunities. The packages that I offer are really dependent on what the client needs.
Mm-hmm.
I said this before, like before we got, on live, my goal is to be able to help you with what you need. I gave the example, if you have the flu, I'm not going to give you Tylenol. You need like Tamiflu, you need something, to get to your goal, to execute, where you want to be. There are one-on-one, just one-time sessions if people just want to, try it out and see how that works. Again, going to debtfreescholars.com and contacting me for that. But yeah, those are, the most popular services right now that we offer. I have done some workshops locally, and hopefully I'm working on doing some webinars coming up. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, that information will be posted on my website as well as my Facebook and Twitter pages when they come out. And I'm thinking they'll be coming out towards the fall.
Okay. All right. That's great. So yeah, debtfreescholars.com, debtfreescholars.com. I pinned it in the chat on Facebook. So if you're interested, you can just go there. Also like and follow her page because this stuff is very important. My daughter is 9.
Free.
Yeah, it's free. It's free. Like seriously, this stuff is crucial. My daughter is about to go to, she's only 9, but she'll be going to college, 9 years or whatever. But it's, this stuff is just going to be important, and just having this discussion about all the resources that are out there and just having someone to help you with all these resources. So I mean, before we let you get back to your busy day, just go over more of, I guess, the resources and the things that, like you said, they don't really advertise like that, or you know what I mean? Just more resources and tips or suggestions, or just anything else you can provide to people, from value.
Sure. So I work with a lot of individuals on. A lot of people don't know that they can appeal their financial aid decision. So Yeah, you go to a school, you get your financial aid report. This is what they're gonna, this is what they're gonna give you and award you based on your FAFSA, which is the application that you filled out, which again is free, which is due October, which is open October 1st. So they give you a report and say, okay, we're gonna give you this in scholarships, this in grants, this in loans, this and this and that and that. A lot of people don't know they can say, I don't want this. You can appeal. Basically saying I don't want this. I can feel this, and it, that has to do more with negotiation because one, you have not committed yet to that institution. Most likely, you'll have other institutions that are giving you something. Also their award letter of how much they're going to award you, and you're able at that point. You've been accepted. They want you to come. They want you to come. Mm-hmm. So this is where you get the opportunity to negotiate. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people don't take advantage of that. They're just like, okay, well, where are you going? We need to know where you're going.
That's true. That's true.
But take advantage of it. Like you're able to negotiate with this multi-million-dollar most of the time institution. Take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people wait till the last minute anyway. With college, you're talking to seniors, like, where you going to school? It's like the year half over, almost over. Where you going to school? Oh, we ain't making a decision yet, or we ain't figured it out yet. They always wait until the deadline, stuff like that. People need to get on that stuff early.
Correct. And then two, I think a lot of people underestimate community colleges. Community colleges were open access, created as open access institutions. If you're not ready, or you don't want to, commit to somewhere necessarily for 4 or 5 years, I think a community college is a great place. Community colleges most times are typically significantly cheaper. Mm-hmm. I think they're a great place to start, especially if you're unsure. Because if I didn't get scholarships and, it wouldn't have worked out to where I didn't get a full ride wherever I had applied, I would have probably went to a community college because it would have went to, again, I still would have been going to school for debt free. I was Pell Grant eligible. I would have been able to get, I would have been, and at that time, the Pell Grant was a lot, so it has decreased, but the Pell Grant used to be, more than what it is now. But, tuition, of course, was a little lower then too. Mm-hmm. But I would have been able to go to school, probably get a couple scholarships and still have money in my pocket. So I still would have made out if I would have went to a community college. They still got the same classes, the English, you know what I mean?
So, listen, my college journey, I'll be honest, I went to a community college. My journey was, an interesting one. Honestly, I never really talk about it too much. Never really asked about it. Not that I was hiding anything. But like me, my first year of college, my freshman year, I went to a college called IUP, Indiana University of Pennsylvania. A lot of people in the Philly area know it. So I went there my freshman year, and I literally failed out of college. I failed out of college my first year. I went to every party that was a party I went to. Classes. First semester I did okay. It's my first year of college, you feel good. I did okay the first semester. Second semester, I did nothing. I'm talking about class. I didn't go to classes. I didn't read no books. I didn't read no tests. I didn't do nothing. Went to all the parties. Everything. Had a great time. Met a lot of friends, girls. Everything. Had a great time. Honestly, that was my first time away from home. New college. I was caught up in that, 18, whatever. I literally failed out. You get those letters in the mail, like if, you're about to go on academic probation, all that stuff. I went through all that, literally went through all that. So my first year, I was like, listen, this, I don't think I'm ready. So I went back home. I was basically failing out. So then I went to community college. I went to local community college, did that for, what was that? So that was 05 to 06. So I did that for 2 years, 2.5 years. I went to community college, got up a whole time. My degree was in sociology. So I picked a major in sociology. And then I transferred to Temple University, which is a, great school, good school. You know what I mean? Because most community colleges have programs where, you can get the associates, or you can have like the dual programs where they take your credits and they'll go to like a local school, like a Temple or Drexel or whatever the case may be. So that was what I did. And then I went to Temple in 2009, and then I graduated in 2011. So that was part of my journey. And now I can say I have a bachelor's degree, because when you are looking for those jobs, they're only going to look at where you graduated from. They're not going to go back and look, where you went to. Most people.
Can you please repeat that? Oh, can you please?
Seriously, when I worked in corporate America for 5 years, jobs, everything. You know what I mean? The financial company worth $1 trillion, Vanguard. They never asked me anything about Temple. Everybody thought I went to Temple. And I told them, because I did go to Temple. I graduated from Temple. I never told anyone in my professional career that I went to community college or I went to a different school, whatever the case may be. They only care about where you graduate from. So I just wanted to share that because there's a stigma about community college, or I don't want my child to go there. I don't want to go there. Yeah. I went there. It was cool. You know, I got my credits, you know, really got into school and really figured out that I really had to take this seriously if I want to realistically have a degree. And then I transferred to a great school. You know, Temple's a really good school. Honestly, I'm not just saying that because I went there. I'm just saying it's a good school. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I recommend community college for people if they want to go that route.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if anybody has any last questions or comments, just please type them in now. We'll let her get back to her very, very busy day. Any last questions or comments, you can also put them in. Anybody watching on the replay, a lot of people watch the replay. Put the questions or comments there. I'll answer the question. I'll come back to the comments. If you have a question for Dr. Owens, we'll make sure it gets answered. But yeah, I'll just let you get the last word. Audra says thank you. I'll let you get the last word, Queen.
Thank you so much. I just am hoping that individuals will really, you know, work towards higher education, which is always great to learn, but, you know, with low cost, because we just don't have to continue to go into debt to, you know, pursue our educational endeavors. Like, you know, there, like you were saying about good debt and bad debt, and then just really being a critical consumer of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Of everything.
Mm-hmm. That is so important, especially, you know, I'm an advocate for financial literacy. So taking on no debt or debt minimization, like that is crucial. That is crucial. We don't talk about just debt or we don't even celebrate, you know, we'll celebrate spending money. We'll celebrate going and balling and, you know what I mean, blowing money, but we don't celebrate saving money. We don't celebrate investing money. We don't celebrate paying off debt. We need to celebrate paying off debt just as quick as we'll celebrate, you know, blowing money or buying that new car, whatever the case may be. We need to celebrate debt because debt, you know, having no debt or just minimal debt is so important with financial literacy. I see so many people every day, you know, Instagram or flexing, talking about all this stuff, but it's like, what do you own? What's your net worth? Like, let me know. What is your net worth? Because you're talking all this stuff. What is your net worth? What do you own? You know what I mean? Do you still have the car loan, whatever the case may be? Do you own a house? Like, you know what I mean? Did you come out of school with $200,000 of debt saying, oh, I make $100,000 a year? All right, but you got $200,000 in debt. You know what I mean? So I don't care that you made $100,000 a year. I can make $30,000 a year and I have no student loan debt. My net worth is higher than yours. And you can make $100,000 or $2,000, $300,000 a year, but you still got that student loan debt. My net worth is higher than yours. And I only make $20,000 a year. And a lot of people, I think, don't understand that. They don't get that principle. And that's something we just got to talk about more. But just thank you. Thank you so much for coming through here. Had a lot of great dialogue, great questions. Yeah, let's definitely, you know, let's still talk offline, you know, whenever you want and talk about some other things, working together more, webinars, whatever the case may be, just helping each other's, you know, in the entrepreneur community.
Of course. And I, you know, debtfreescholars.com, you can reach out to me. You can, of course, inbox me on Facebook, go to my website, contact Debt Free Scholars there. And of course, if you just want to tune in for the free scholarships that are listed that you do not have to do the legwork and look for, is there and it's free.
Mm-hmm. All right. So it's debtfreescholars.com.
On Facebook,
Debt Free Scholars Facebook page,
debtfreescholars.com. Correct. Debt Free Scholars is debt-free scholars, and Twitter is @DF Scholars. So the information, you know, because my goal is, of course, entrepreneur. Yeah, you want to make money, but you know, of course, the goal too is to help people. You know, to help folks to use your experience and use your expertise to be able to make a difference and help folks.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we're gonna end with that. So Debt Free Scholars on Facebook and debtfreescholars.com. Debtfreescholars.com. Everyone have a great day.